And we are go, go, go! Thought that might wake you up. Well, welcome. Welcome to Creating Real Magic. And I, for one, am really, really thrilled to have all you people, some of who I know, the majority of you I don't, here with me over the next 30 days. And can I just say how humbled and absolutely thrilled to have you here with me, that you would choose to take some time out of your busy, busy lives to join me on this 30-day exploration into the world of creating real magic. And I've used the word magic specifically. You know, in my coaching programs, which I'm fortunate, to be able to travel the world and work with really high performing and highly valuable people, Hollywood actors, royalty, world championship medaling sportsmen and women, to bring some magic and some creation into their lives is just something that I feel so very blessed at doing. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to bring you exactly the same process I use with these guys and girls in this Facebook group. So thank you so very much for joining me. And I hope that you will have a wonderfully magical time alongside me over these next 30 days. So I have got some things for you before we kick off with the content for today's video. It's just a little bit of housekeeping and to explain a couple of processes for you. So I've got my journal so I don't forget any notes. I've got my water, which I'm just going to have a swig now. Because you can never have too much water. Well, unless you're drowning, of course. So again, thank you so very much for joining me. I want to start with a little bit of general housekeeping. And that is that in order for you to get the most out of this process, one of the things you're going to need to do is show up every single day. And to make that a little bit more enticing for you, what I've done is I've got a prize draw at the end of the challenge. Now, this prize draw will only be open to those people that have shown up every single day. The prize is a free call with me, which I term my quantum clarity calls. And these calls usually an hour in length. And what they do is they enable us, the person on the call and myself, to go deep into their lives, find out exactly where they are, find out what they want, and really unravel the necessary processes needed to move them forward. And these calls I usually do at a price point of £497. And it's yours for free as long as you complete all the work over 30 days. And the work isn't going to be too taxing. It isn't going to be too time consuming, because I'm very aware of people's time constraints and so on and so forth. So it's very, very important that you take your time in making sure that you complete every day's assignment and then hand it in, and I'll show you and tell you and explain to you how to do that in just a moment. Right, so that's that little bit out of the way. So what I'm going to do in this group is every day, Monday to Friday, I'm going to post a video. This video is going to be the day's content, a lesson, and some work that I will ask you to complete afterwards. I'm not going to do videos on the weekend. The weekend is for you, your time to process what's happened in the week and just to get on with your lives. But what I'm going to do is put the video in the group so you can see it. I'll try and get it in at the same time every day. That's the plan. And it will go into the Facebook group. Watch the video. I won't keep them too long. As I say, I find that most people work best and learn best in short, sharp bursts. So I will deliver the content and I will then explain exactly what to do following that, so you understand exactly the process that you're going to follow. So just trust the process, just commit to the process. You know, as I say, I wouldn't be in a fortunate position now where I can jet around the world working with these clients if the process didn't work. Because when you work with high-end clients, they are after outcomes. Okay, and that's why you're here. You want an outcome. You're not interested in how much time you spend with me, more interested in what outcome I can give you. So it's all about giving you that outcome. You know, I've told you in the lead up to this challenge that we are going to create real magic. So there's going to be an element of trust, and there's going to be an element of belief, right? And let me explain what I mean by that. In life, we go through three phases, right? We go through a phase of doubt, which leads to a belief, which leads to a knowing. Okay, so think about learning to swim. You can't swim, you have doubts whether you'll be able to swim or not. You take some swimming lessons, and all of a sudden you believe that you may be able to swim. You carry on, you get to a point where you can swim automatically. You know you're not going to drown, you have a knowing you can swim. So if you learnt to swim as a 10-year-old child, but you're now 40 and you haven't swum for 30 years, if you get into a swimming pool, you have a knowing that you'll be able to swim. That's the kind of knowing that we need to have to create real magic. And that comes from trusting in the process. And it also comes from performing one little thing that I'm going to explain in just a moment. But I will place these videos in the group, and underneath, I want you to comment. I want you to get involved. I want you to join in the conversation. This is a two-way process. You know, the more you interact, and I hope you've been in and introduce yourself in the comments in the pinned post as per instructions, because as I say, we want to get to know you. I don't know most of you. I want to say hi. I want to get to know who you are. So please, please, please interact with this group, because the more interaction we get, the more energy we create. The more energy we create, the more magic we will create as well. So please, please, please get involved with that. But be empowering, be uplifting, be joyful, lead from the heart. Don't criticize, don't coach. Just be uplifting. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here to create magic. And in creating that, we make the world a better place. Bit altruistic, but true. So make sure you comment under the video. Make sure you get involved. Make sure you let yourself be known to people. I know some people are a lot more forthright in that than other people, but let's please all try and get involved in that. And I will be commenting and replying and answering in those comments, but maybe not on all of them, because there's quite a few of you in this group, but certainly the ones that I feel are relevant to the greater number, I certainly will be going in there and keeping the conversation going. Now, the other side of this equation is journaling. We are going big on journaling. I love journaling. Journaling has been an incredible tool for me in my development and my growth, and it also is for all my clients, from those people that come into challenges and Facebook groups for free, for those people who do my clarity calls, for those people who do my monthly coaching programs, and for those clients that pay me a lot of money to travel around the world. They all journal, and they all get benefit out of it. So what I've done in this group is I've created a Google Doc for you to download. Now, when you download it, it's just a template for you to journal, but please, please, please look at the instructions carefully and copy your copy of it into your own Google Doc. Do not go into the master copy and start journaling in there, as everyone will see it, okay? And then it will get really messy. So make sure the first thing you do is you copy your own piece of the journal in your own Google Doc, and then you can go to town. What I also need you to do is do 30 days of it, okay? And that means journal over the weekends as well. And I will explain as we go along how we're going to do that. Then at the end, you're going to need to submit that to me, and I can check that you've done 30 days of work as per the prize requirements. I will put you into a little hat, my Raiders baseball cap. We should go in, we should pull one random person out, and then we'll jump on a call. So I hope that's cool for you. So we've done that. In this group, we are, as I say, all trying to uplift everyone. So please, please, please get involved. Please, please, please come with no ego, no ulterior motive, just the desire to help and share and uplift. That's really, really important. And I will be strict on that, by the way. So I'm sure you're the kind of people, and I know a few people in here, and I know you certainly are. So once again, I know that this will be that group that does that and does it very, very well. So I think that's all the housekeeping. If I've forgotten anything, and sometimes we do when we do these things, I'll be sure to make you aware of what I've forgotten. So I'm just going to have a quick drink of water. And then we're going to get into today's content. So this will be the longest video I probably do over the course of these 30 days. And as I say, the first 10 minutes have been taken up by just the necessary housekeeper. But now we can get into the nuts and bolts of it, as they say. And I want to start by just explaining something, really. Some of you may know me, some of you may not know me that well, and some of you may not know me at all. But I've been coaching now for about 28 years. I come from a professional sports background. I was a professional footballer. I also boxed at a really high level. I played for Crystal Palace and Fulham. I was a goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I got injured. I did. There you go. Look at that thumb. I was a goalkeeper. I smashed that thumb joint. And it meant that I was unable to continue my football career. So I had to kind of reinvent myself, and I went through a long process. It was very, very difficult, because when I stopped playing football in the late 80s, early 90s, there were no kind of follow-on schemes for ex-athletes, especially ex-footballers. You were just literally cast out and left to get on with it. So I understand succinctly the problem athletes and people who have their dreams crushed, the process, the mental process and the torment that they can go through. But what it did, I was able to set myself on this process of coaching, because, I was always someone that wanted to be a little bit different. I was always someone that followed my own path, and I didn't want a real job. I wanted to do something that impacted a lot of people. I wanted to do something that was physical. I wanted to do something that I was passionate about, that I believed in, and it led me to become a strength coach. Now, back then in the early 90s, there was no fitness industry per se in the UK. So I had to work in America, and I came back to the UK and set up my own fitness facility, and it was a wonderful time to be in that industry, because it was before. And look, I don't know if any of you are in the fitness industry, but the industry is perpetuated by an awful lot of BS and an awful lot of trendy, fancy, Instagram-driven kind of techniques that just have no bearing in the real world, especially for athletes and people who just want to lose a bit of weight and get in shape and be healthy. So I kind of had issues around that, and as a result kind of moved myself out of that industry more towards the industry I'm now in, where I coach people for personal development. I coach people for their physical well-being, their mental well-being, their emotional well-being. I help them with their connection, their relationships, and also their spiritual well-being. And that's going to form the basis, the foundation of what we're going to do today and through this 30-day process. But first, I want to take you on a trip. I want to take you to the cinema. I like the cinema. Hopefully you do too. And I'm a big lover of stories, of watching things unfold, of getting involved in the whole process, having a full-blown sensory experience. The latest film I went to see was actually the Han Solo movie, which I thought was quite good. Not disregarding all the negative publicity Star Wars is getting at the moment, but it was a very, very exciting film for me. And the reason it was, and the reason I could buy into it, was because I was able to suspend my disbelief. And the suspension of disbelief is something we have to do when we are faced with things we don't know how it's going to turn out, or we might not have come across before. Think about your own visits to the cinema. You watch Luke Skywalker ignite a lightsaber, and you buy it that it's really a lightsaber. It's just a projection of light onto a screen. But in that instance, you are fully immersed in the experience, and you fully buy into the fact that Luke Skywalker is a Jedi Knight and he's about to kick a Sith Lord's ass with a green lightsaber. You buy that. You suspend disbelief, and that is where you need to be, at least in order to create real magic in your life, because there are laws of the universe. Some of these laws you know about, the law of gravity, for instance, but some of them you don't. They are outside the remit of the natural laws, the physical laws. They are quantum laws or metaphysical laws, and you may not know about these, but that doesn't mean they're not there. And we are going to tap into these and use these over this period to help you get this process going where we can create real magic. So you need to suspend your disbelief over this entire process. And that may be challenging for some of you, but I please ask if you can just give it a go for 30 days. Just set all preconceptions aside, suspend disbelief, and buy into the fact that you can create real magic. Look, I've done it in my life time after time after time, right? My clients have done it. I've worked with some of the most famous people around. They've done it. Right? They continue to do it. You can do it as well, but you have to believe or suspend any preconceived notion of a belief system you may have at the moment. That's all. Banish the doubt. Let's go all in this process. All in, and let's create real magic. Now, I have a statement for you. This is a physical self-statement. So I want you to pay particular attention to it. You may want to write this down. So if you haven't got a pen and a piece of paper, please, please, please grab one right now. Pause the video first, go and grab one and sit yourself down to write out your first clarity statement. Right. It's a physical clarity statement, as I say. Listen to what I'm about to say, please. You are the strongest, fittest, healthiest, most alert and energetic version of you that you can be right now. So let me repeat that. You are the strongest, fittest, healthiest, most alert and energetic version of you that you can be right now. Now, I want you to sit with that for a moment and then grade yourself from 1, no, I'm not, I'm very, very far away from that, or 2, or up to 5, oh yes, I am the badass version of myself. Okay? So that's how I want you to grade yourself on that. Then I want you to journal it, right? In your journal, write down your grade. After your grade, write and journal exactly why you think that grade is correct. Do not judge yourself. Okay, someone's just about to knock on my door, so I hope the dog doesn't bark. But if it does, I'm really sorry. Don't judge yourself. We're not trying to make ourselves feel bad about it. It's just a mark. But we need to know where we are. We need to know where we are to start. Right? So no blame, no judgment, just clarity. And that's the work for today. So there's another thing I want you to do for me. I want you to comment below on what your favourite movie is. Anything that comes up from you from this video, please comment on as well. And tell me what your favourite movie is. Tell me why. Tell me why you enjoyed it. Let's get the conversation going. For the record, my favourite movie is 12 Angry Men with Henry Fonda, which I think was in 1954. And it's the jury room movie. So if you've ever seen it, there's 12 members of a jury deliberating over a murder inquiry for a young black boy, and 11 say guilty, and only Henry Fonda has doubt. And then it goes on for this incredible unfolding of the stories of the individual jury members until they all eventually, well, I'm not going to tell you because you might want to check it out. But there is a modern version, but it's nowhere near as good. But it's a fantastic movie, and every time I see it, it gets me there. Incredibly well crafted, incredibly well told, incredible cinematography, and incredible action in that jury room. Basically, it's in one room, except the very last scene, which is outside on the steps. So there you go. Suspend disbelief. Grade yourself on today's clarity statement. Journal about why you think you're that grade. And tell me your favourite movie in the comments below. That's it. That's all we got to say today. As I say, 20 minutes long. I didn't really want to go as long as this if I could help it, but I needed to get some stuff said at the beginning. I'm so very pleased that you're here and getting the process underway. Let's start creating real magic. I'll be back again tomorrow and we'll go on another journey, another little story for you, another clarity statement, and we'll start to put the pieces in place. Remember, turn up every day, do the work, Trust the process, suspend disbelief, have a smile on your face, lead with your heart, love everyone, empower us all, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a truly wonderful Monday.